Hello, everyone. Such an exciting day. We've seen so much today. We've seen some amazing demos. And oh, wait a minute. My magic R5 ball is telling me that this session is going to be awesome. Dot, dot, dot. We're going to talk with one of our customers and we're going to deep dive into their story about Domino and specifically Domino Mail. And then I'm going to demo a few of our newest features related to mail in Domino 12. So my name is Barry Rosen. I'm the Director of Product Management here at HCL, and my team and myself, we're in charge of the Domino product. And I have Helen Mendoza with me. Can you introduce yourself, Helen?
Hi, Barry. Yeah, sure. I'm Helen Mendoza. I'm the IT Operations Manager at Newly Weds Foods. Um, Newly Weds has been around since 1932. It began with the founder, Paul Angel, who developed a formula for sheet cake to roll without cracking. What he did was he put ice cream on the cake and rolled it up and sold it during the Depression. And he called it Newlyweds because it was the first time that ice cream and cake had been married into a single product. So it's kind of kitschy. Also, Newlyweds today is a food ingredient manufacturer of coating systems that includes batters, breaders, seasonings, dry rubs, and liquid marinades. We produce these ingredients for international food processors who primarily service the food industry, the restaurant industry.
I love that story because who doesn't love cake and ice cream together? I mean, it's a perfect combination, right? So what a genius invention. So, but let's talk a little bit about the state of your IT. You mentioned, what you guys do as a business. Tell me a little bit about your IT department that you run.
Sure. So we currently have about 2,000 Domino users, and those users are landed around about 5 countries around the world that are wholly owned Newlyweds facilities. We run 2 Power 9s in Chicago and Memphis in a DR environment for mail and applications. Right now, we're in the midst of upgrading Domino 11 and completing our HADR servers for same time and traveler. And at the same time, at the moment, we're migrating our UK Exchange servers to Domino in 2 of our facilities in Ossett and Banbury, and creating another HADR environment for our European operations.
Excellent. And tell me specifically about how you use Domino. What are the use cases that you find yourselves using Domino?
Yes, so beyond mail, Newlyweds primarily uses a Domino for workflow applications. We also use it for document libraries and as a reference for our standard operating procedures. Our purchase requisition database is very popular. It's heavily used around the global operations. It also, what it does is it's an expense flows through the approval process, and it moves inside the guidelines of our company policies. But the beauty is upon completion of all the approvals, Domino uploads those requisitions into our ERP system, automatically generating a purchase order. This process helps everyone know the status of the approvals at every moment, and it saved a lot of time for our employees. Previously, before this application, they had to re-enter those POs into our ERP system. But that's just one example of an application. Some other applications we use Domino for are those that maintain compliancy with federal FDA and USDA guidelines. And we also have a lot of document libraries and references for SOPs, such standard operating procedures. And then, of course, departmental shared calendars and contacts are crucial for many of our areas in the company.
That's excellent. It reminds me of Luis's demo. Maybe you can get Siri involved in your workflow process. You can talk to Luis about that.
That was an
So,
excellent demo.
yeah, it was. It was really cool. So, you talked about how you use Domino. Let's talk about why you chose to go with Domino Mail in your UK office.
Yeah, so the primary reasons that we went with Domino and nixed Microsoft is familiarity with Domino. We've had Domino for 20 years. The administration level is easy to use. It's a low level of administration required for Domino environment, and we're just accustomed to it. In addition to it, In addition to that, our platform, we've always been an iSeries shop, and UK also uses iSeries for their ERP system, and it was a natural fit.
That's excellent. And what were the challenges that the UK presented still using Exchange for mail?
Yes, so challenges. The Exchange servers were end of life, and we made the decision that we weren't going to invest anymore in that Microsoft platform for a couple reasons. Number one was fragmentation of the UK's counterparts here in the US, Canada, China, and India. Everyone else has been working on Domino for mail, notes mail, and just bringing UK over there would bring all five countries into continuity. And additionally, we wanted to eliminate the duplicating costs for roughly about 70 UK employees were using Domino for applications. So we've been paying for licenses for those 70 UK people for Domino anyway, and we're duplicating our cost there with using Exchange for mail and then Domino for applications. In addition to that, we wanted to overcome the complexity of having dual clients for the UK employees, again, using Outlook for mail and Notes for applications because they were bouncing between the two on such a regular basis. It just made it cumbersome and time consuming. In addition, once again, we already had the server platforms that we are familiar with, they're familiar with, and it was just a natural fit.
Yeah, that really sounds exactly, very much like what Dion was talking about today and some of the things that when he spoke to CEOs was driving some of their decisions as well. So, also, what has your experience been? So what ultimately drove your business decision to go full Domino, and how has the migration process been so far?
Yeah, so it's nice to know that Domino runs on multiple operating system platforms and makes it really convenient in any environment. Again, the 20 years of application investment, economics, the cost of total ownership was attractive to us given the new CCB licensing model. It's seamless, easy, cost effective. I, I can recall using the PVU model for licensing, which was kind of a nightmare. In addition to that, the migration is not complete yet. We're still in the midst of it. However, the project is moving forward in an organized, concise, and very thoughtful manner.
And we know that you've engaged some business partners and have used business partners in running your businesses and helping you run your business. Can you talk a little bit about that as well? Who helped you and who is helping you
Yes,
now?
exactly. Kim Greeny Consulting here in the US has been an effective steward of our Domino environment for over 9 years. We're really lucky to have her. In addition, on the UK side, it was recommended and so grateful for the help of the expert skills of Gab Davis from Turtle Partnership. She was highly recommended by another business partner from one of our conferences, and just so grateful for her efforts and have received kudos on her project management skills.
Excellent. And if you could tell us a little bit about, I know that you're migrating to V11 still, but you've had a little bit of a
Mhm.
chance to look at V12. What do you really like? What are some of the features that you're interested in V12 and mail specifically as well?
Yeah, so looking forward to V12, mostly security. As with most organizations, security is already a top priority. We're really interested in the direction HCL is taking 12 as it relates to security posture from a Domino stance and continuing to be committed to that effort. We really appreciate that. Also, the ability to sync Active Directory passwords into the ID Vault. Oh, so looking forward to that. And also native support for Let's Encrypt. It would be so nice to eliminate the need for those KYR files.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. It's been wonderful talking to you about your migration experience and the decisions that you made to consolidate all on Domino because you were running applications and other areas in your org were running Domino and Mail. So it's been a pleasure to speak with you. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit
Thank you.
more about Domino Mail. And I want to talk about the future of mail. And we also have an extended session, part of the Domino Dozen, where we're going to really deep dive and show some demos on the future of mail. So, as Helen stated, one of her things that she was most interested in V12 is the security aspect. And Domino today is the most secure platform. It is even more secure in V12 and even beyond. And you'll see some of those items that we will be working on post V12 specifically in security. But we have multi-factor authentication, we have TOTP, we have the ability to enforce internet password lockout based on IP address. We also have introduced a couple of new curves for TLS 1.2 and many, many more items. So I really encourage everyone to check out the Domino Dozen and check out the Future of Mail session for the Domino Dozen as well. So let's talk a little bit about the future of mail being collaborative and modern. We're modernizing the UI, the UX of the Notes client, and we're continuing to deliver and innovate with Verse. So first, let's take a look at what we've done in version 12 for the Notes client. So the first thing you see is this newly modernized workspace. And what I'm going to show you here, we're going to focus specifically on is the search. This is a best in class search, and we've improved it even further in V12. We've provided cached searches. So all of your searches are now instantly cached. So anything that you've searched, you can see before and see again. Also, we've allowed the ability to show you the last accessed applications. And I really like this feature because I can instantly open any of those applications directly from this search bar. And when I do that, I click on that, it will now open that application. And now the search bar is focused on that application. So any searches that I now conduct are within that specific application. One of the other things that we really worked on in V12, and you can see the progress that we made in the beta, is the workspace. So immediately you'll notice that we have rounded icons, and we've also got the panel on the left for the tabs. To add a new tab, I click the button here. I can go ahead and rename that workspace, and then I can go ahead and then specify the color of that workspace as well, just like I did before, but now it's going to be in a left-hand navigator rather than in a tabbed manner. So let's go back to my other workspace tab here. So the other thing that we've added is we've added a visual indicator to show you when you have a local replica. This is a gray ring that will appear around the icon of the database. This database does not have a local replica, therefore it does not have the gray ring. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to quickly create a local replica, and when that's finished, I will then show you that that gray bar or the gray circle is added around the icon. So we'll quickly create the local replica. We'll switch back to the workspace, and we'll now see that, yes, that database now has the gray circle around it to indicate that there is a local replica. So lots of work done in the workspace. We're going to show you some things in my session on the future of mail, on some items that we've got planned in the future. Lastly, what I want to show you is a really cool capability. It's the ability to choose an alternate from address. And you can do this from within either a mail-in database, which I'm showing here in this demo, or you can do it from your own mail file. What this does is it allows you to consistently respond to a group mail file with the same internet address so that the end respondent has a consistent experience no matter who is actually answering the mail. So what you do is you'll see that the from field is clickable now, and it gives you a selection box, and then you can actually choose what you want that from address to be. In this case, I'm going to make it my personal address. So, and then once I send that off, I can go ahead and send the message, send the quick reply to Stefano, and send that off. And then I will show you in my sent view that it has the correct from address. And now we're just going to go over to that sent view and validate that. So as you see, we've done a lot of work on the Notes client from a UI perspective. We've added a lot of features and functionality. These are just some of the new features and functions that we've added into the Notes client. So let's take a look at some of the priorities, because I know what always happens. This is what I love about our customers. First of all, we introduced this for download, and within several hours there were several hundred downloads. We have blogs, we have tweets. So what happens is we introduce this, and inevitably people say, well, okay, what's coming out in the next release? What is your roadmap, Barry? We want to know. It's great that you put out V12, but what's coming up next? So as you can see here on the screen, we have a very large backlog of items in the Notes client specifically that we are working on. And I'm going to show you a couple of those things here. We have a couple of surprises up our sleeve. The first thing that we're working on post 12, some of you may have seen this earlier in an earlier iteration. This is called DOMI. This is the Domino Online Meeting Integration. So we're working to build this into the Notes template so that when you open Notes and you schedule a meeting, you will automatically have the ability to see to schedule additional meeting directly from your Notes client. This is integrated with those meeting providers, so you will have a token that will integrate with that. So when you schedule a meeting on your Notes calendar, it will sync with that provider of choice. We're also giving admins the ability to hide these with a policy, so that you will not have to displace to your end users if they don't use some of these systems. So obviously, same time, Zoom, GoTo, all of these are what we're working on. So this is something that you will see in post V12. One other big surprise, and I hope everyone's really excited about this because I know I am. So if you look at this, it's kind of hard to see on the screen exactly what this is. But if you look at what I'm showing here, the aha idea, this was one of our top aha ideas. And thanks to our partnership with Panagenda, we're going to deliver the ability to resize your properties windows. And we've got some other functionality in there. You can see there's some search bar capability. So we've got a lot of tricks up our sleeves. And, really what this, got one more thing, but before we get there. So I've got another demo to show. So let's take a look at what we're doing with Verse. Here we go. So look, one of the nice things about Verse is the ability to have an icon for your profile picture. So what we've added in Verse is the capability now to either take a picture with your device's camera or to upload a photo. And I've got this really nice new beard here, and I want to make sure that my photo is up to date. So with that, it is now updated. So you will see that update now. So now my photo is now up to date. Everyone can see my nice new facial hair. And so we love that. The other thing that we're doing in Verse is we're really focusing on integration. And as this is the same time launch as well, we're really focused on same time integration. And so what I'm showing here is the native React client that you can get directly from Verse. It's really nice. And I'd like to chat with Casey. And also I'd like to chat with Tiffany. So Tiffany, let's see if Tiffany's available right now. Well, Tiffany's offline, so I won't go ahead and start a group chat. I'll chat later. But the nice thing is I could tell if they were online or available. And it's in this really beautiful React client. Lastly, what we're going to show is archiving. So in the newest upcoming version of Verse, you'll have the capability to have Verse users see and access and archive to server-based archive. So what you saw there is I took a message, I selected it for an archive. I'm now going to open the archive. That message is now archived on the server. And you can see it is clearly denoted Barry Rosen archive. So you know that this is the archive. That message is no longer in my inbox. It is now on the server-based archive. So if you've got users with server-based archives and you need to give them access to your Verse, you can do so. And now they have the capability to archive documents directly from there. And I'm going to close this demo with our mobile Verse client. And what I'm showing in the mobile Verse client is dark mode. And what we've done is we've added a little bit of a twist to the dark mode. So sometimes you might get an email where even in dark mode, it just doesn't look right. So I've got a button at the top where I can switch that back. So that's what you're seeing here. So we're really excited about all of the new capabilities that we've got across all of our mail clients, not just notes, verse, everything that we're doing on mail. So as I showed earlier in notes, we have a full roadmap of verse. Verse is delivered on a continuous quarterly basis. So we've got some themes that we're working on: iNotes, feature parity, feature enhancement, programming and extensibility, and cross-product integration. And we've got more planned with our same time integration. We've got inbox awareness so that you'll be able to start a chat directly from your inbox and see who is available based on the letter and the email that you get into your inbox. And I just want to close this out and just say, we're really listening, and V12 is proof of that. You saw how we're delivering some of the items that you've really ranked highly in AHA, all the way from a light client to improvements in the UI on the notes client to continuously improving verse. So what does this mean? What does this mean for the future of mail? Well, really, the future of mail at HCL is open. And we're going to really delve deep into that in my session in the Domino Dozen. So I really would like everyone to go ahead and join that session so we can actually show you what we actually mean when we say the future of mail at HCL is open. You've seen a lot of these client developments. We've got a lot more to show you. So, you've seen this slide a couple times today, so I'm going to take a little bit of a pause here, and I'm just going to say some thank yous because I really want to just give my appreciation to everyone. First of all, to everyone who has joined us today. It's been a really wonderful day of demos, of product launches, of talking to customers and understanding the value of our products. So thank you to everyone. Thank you to the participants. Thank you to the speakers. Thank you to our customers. I want to thank my team, the Domino product team. I want to thank all the product management team. I want to thank marketing. I want to thank support. I want to thank sales. Everybody behind this event. This is a really tough thing to pull off. This is a live event. We're broadcasting across the globe. So this is not easy to pull off, and it takes a lot of work and coordination to get it right and to really make it be as awesome as it was today. So I just wanted, after I've thanked everybody, now I can talk about this stuff. So, it's really important that you upgrade to V12. And you saw the stats that Richard showed you about how incredible it is, the adoption of V11 in a little over a year. We want to see the same thing with V12, and we're going to help you get there. And we have programs to do that. The other thing that we're offering is the Thunderbolt Accelerator. And you saw that in the previous session with Ken and Carol. It's really cool to see how Domino Volt is in action. And we're going to help you because we're going to help you build your first Volt app. So it takes all the pressure off of you on what you have to do with this tool. We're going to tell you, we're going to figure out what your problem is, and we're going to solve it for you with this app. So lots of really cool stuff. And I did talk about the Domino Dozen. So this is not the end of what we're talking about. We have another 12 days of excitement. And what's going to happen is every day at 10 a.m. Eastern, we're going to be sharing a new piece of content. It could be sample apps. It could be demos. It could be articles. It could be roundtables. We've got a lot of really cool materials. So tomorrow on June 8th, we've got the new Domino Volt showroom announcement. And there's lots of stuff. So please do not miss this. So, every day there's going to be something new to check out. So click on the Domino Dozen in the event lobby, come back and see us. And then we're going to close this out with a little bit of a party. And Richard is going to tell us all about what we've learned in the week. So once again, thank you very much. Thank you, Helen. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to the event team. Really, really excited and looking forward to V12 and beyond.